The local bourse is on track for yet another tough session today, with the Wall Street again posting sharp losses overnight and the market still adopting a deteriorating global economic outlook. The JSE has lost almost 10% so far in the year 2022, and after 5 consecutive sessions of losses, it is back at a level last seen in October of 2021. Gary Booysen is portfolio manager at Rand Swiss, joins us now to give us the latest on the market moves. Gary, good morning to you. Thank you for your time. Let's start off with how the JSE is faring in early trade. Is there a signal of a recovery anytime soon?
It does look like we are getting a little bit of a bounce. I think most traders were expecting, a heavy red day today after what we saw on the S&P 500 and some of the U.S. markets last night, especially the Nasdaq, which has been particularly hard hit this year. But we do seem to be staging a little bit of a recovery. So the all-share index is up 0.7%. The resource index is flat, but there's more to that story as well, because if you look at it, the platinum miners are actually doing fairly well. They're kind of leading the upside. So you've got the likes of Impala Platinum up over 3%. And it's really the gold mining stocks that are under pressure. So the likes of Goldfields and Anglo Gold both down over 1%. The industrial index looking okay, also up about 1% at the moment. We're seeing a little bit of recovery in the likes of Naspers. We're also seeing some of the financials doing all right. Nedbank up over 2%. The overall financial index only up 1.3% at the moment. So we are getting a little bit of a recovery. We're also seeing that recovery feed through into the currency market as well. With the Rand-dollar exchange rate hitting around 16.25 last night as the panic really set into those U.S. markets. And now trading around 16.10. So having regained about 15 cents, just as I think market participants maybe take a breath and think it's not quite the end just yet.
All right, let's talk about the Zimbabwe dollar's exchange rate, which was quoted at 40% weaker against the US dollar. Talk us through what's driving that devalue.
Yeah, so at the moment there's almost many different Zimbabwean dollar rates, and an attempt for the Zimbabwean government to bring I suppose the dollar exchange rate into a more organized system. They're moving to adopt basically the interbank rate. Now, the interbank rate that published was vastly different from where the market was expecting it, and I think that just threw traders into a little bit of confusion ahead of the foreign currency auction, which is due today. And that kind of quoted rate, which is technically the official rate, I think spooked a couple of market participants.
Yeah, let's talk about company news for a bit. Kaap Agri publishing its financial results for the 6 months which ended on the 31st of March. Take us through their numbers and what they are telling us about the state of affairs within the industry.
Yes, I agree at the moment. I mean, it's a fairly complex, well, not a complex company, but there's a couple of things going on underneath the company. They've recently bought a fuels business, which is obviously being affected in these numbers as well. And the share price has been hit. I mean, they're going through one that little bit of a consolidation as well. But overall, a decent set. It looks like a decent set of numbers. So headline earnings per share. Remember, Kaap Agri is a business that really feeds into the agricultural sector. So it has been a beneficiary of the high internal commodity prices as farmers have been able to pay more for the agricultural equipment that they sell. But headline earnings per share up around almost 14%, 13.9% to around R3.41. And that looks like a fairly good result. Our analyst is still working through the numbers. It's quite a detailed set. So hopefully we'll have more for you in a bit.
All right, let's conclude the conversation with Rubex. I hope that's the correct pronunciation of this company. Also posting a trading statement this morning in respect of the year which ended on the 28th of February 2022. How are their numbers?
Yeah, so also looking a lot better than Kaap Agri at the moment, but coming off a fairly low base. So yeah, the company is pronounced Rawex, and it's essentially it's an aggregator that does earthworks, road construction, road rehabilitation, which certainly I think in South Africa there's definitely plenty of work for them. At the moment, we've got earnings per share in the last period was sitting, it was just above 80 cents per share earnings. They've announced in this trading statement, it's not heavy on detail, but they're they're looking at a potential 244% increase on that, between 244 and 254% headline earnings increase. That's going to put their headline earnings at between 2.89 and about between 2.86 at least and 2.89, which is a stellar result. The stock isn't reacting too aggressively, but it is a fairly small company. We'll get the full results on this company around the 16th of May. But trading on a 17 times earnings, but managing to see a recovery in earnings, you're up almost 250% is, I think, a very solid result for the company.
Wow, stellar indeed. Gary Booysen, thank you very much for that markets update. He's portfolio manager at Rand Swiss.